What's up guys? Today I'm going to show you a short build tutorial on how to do a triple core Clapton. It's more of a advanced build. This build isn't for beginners by any means, so if you attempt this, please be sure that you have a pretty fair knowledge of battery safety and you have a pretty fair knowledge of coiling. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. So first we're going to start with our cores. Today I'm going to be using stainless steel 316L Premium from Lightning Vapes, and it's 26 gauge. I'm going to be using 3 pieces of this, and I want to make sure that they're the exact same length. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Once you have your 3 pieces of wire separated out and you know you've got them about equal length, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put one side in the chuck and you're going to put one side on your fishing swivels, your ball bearing fishing swivels that you have on the other end. Whichever one you do first is up to you. Personally, I like to make sure that I have all 3 wires lined up nice and neat, and I put them on the fishing swivel first and then I worry about the chuck second. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now that I've got the other end secured in the fishing swivels, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and make sure that everything's even all the way down until the leads that are gonna go into the drill, and you're gonna take your key ring or like a pull string type of mechanism to run over the cores to make sure that they stay in place. If you don't have something like this, this build is gonna be damn near impossible to do. Now, I'm sure there are people who have done it without them. More power to you if you have pulled this off without it. You're gonna save a lot of time if you use something like this, for sure. So once I've got the keyring slipped over it, it's just gonna hold those pieces in place right where I need them. Now it's not gonna be perfect, but it's enough to at least keep them still while you're trying to do what you're trying to do. Keeping all 3 leads together, I'm gonna try to just mimic the shape of the chuck by keeping the wires in their position and kind of pre-bending them to where they're going to go. You're going to go ahead and twist the chuck just enough to grab onto the leads. And you should have, just like I have here, you should kind of have just one lead sticking out of each. So now, before I put on any back pressure or anything on it, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the chuck is secure. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a little torque. It looks like she's good. Alright, so now that everything's set up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start Claptoning around the outer. But before we start, I'm going to let you know right off the bat that the entire time that you try to do this, these wires are going to want to scrunch together into a kind of triangle shape. And the whole point of these guys is to keep your wires flat, and you want a nice flat surface once you lay that outer layer. So it is going to be a slow going process. I'm only going to be doing about a ½ inch at a time between these guys without back tension. So, and you may see me back up, you may not. It's a slow going thing, but trust me, if you don't take the time to keep them flat and you let them stack up like that, it's going to be a completely different vaping experience. So let's get to it. Now I'm going to take my 34 gauge regular Kenthal, not stainless steel. I'm just using AWG Kenthal for this. When you're laying this stuff down, you can start from the actual beginning of the chuck if you like. Personally, I like to have the tension from both of the rings, so I actually am going to start from right here. You don't have to do it that way if you don't want to, that's just my preference. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to loop around one of my outer wraps here. Some people will actually feed the Clapton, the outer wrap wire into the chuck of the drill, and you can do that too if you like, that's fine. But this is just the way I'm gonna do it. Just gonna let that go around the outer a couple times to scrunch it together on this side of the ring, and then I'm gonna bring that ring up. I'm gonna come across, and I'm gonna let that ring actually grab right there. Press the trigger, and let this guy do the work. So now that we're done with our outer layer, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna disconnect all this. I've gone over this like a couple times just so that I know that this is the end of my wire and so that it holds up. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut right here. And then I'm gonna cut right here where I started. So I'm left with that right there. Alright guys, so that's all the time that we have for this video. But in the part 2, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to install these, work out your shorts, and get them firing up and everything. So be sure to check out that video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And please like and subscribe and share Vaping Daily. If you like us, you love us, please tell other people about us. Thanks a lot.